chart of different ways in which people. Yeah, there are 9 basic types of learner that exist. There's basically different styles, different ways in which people learn, and this is based on the environment around about them and how they were brought up. So basically, we have to understand how it is that we ourselves learn, because we all learn in different ways. And so when information is presented to us, it is presented to us usually in one way, in one system, in one method. There might be within that a variety of choices. There might be a picture, some writing, and some audio or something. But we're usually only able to focus on one of those elements, and we have to know what we're best at. So in terms of learning, we're either a visual learner. We learn from what we see. We're a kinesthetic learner. We learn from doing things. We're a doer, and we learn from doing the activity. Because sometimes you tell a person 100 times about something, it doesn't mean anything to them until they actually do it themselves. And then when they do it themselves, they understand. Like programming, yeah, yeah, or like learning a new program. It's like someone tells you how it works. It's like, maybe. Only when you do it yourself you understand. Then there are a lot of people who only learn from listening, and then within the listening there are different sort of styles that can be developed. We all know that children learn a lot from rhymes and from songs, and that's a good example of listening. And it's also an interesting way to program people as well, because psychologically, once you've heard something 8 times, you accept it as the truth and never reverse your opinion. It's really important. Let me repeat that. Psychologically, once you hear something 7 or 8 times, you accept it as the truth and you never reverse your opinion, even if you meet contradictory evidence. You never reverse your opinion. Even if you meet the truth, you never reverse your opinion. But human beings are perfect, right? And we never get anything wrong. That's why people who support certain football teams never change their football team. People who support certain political parties never change their political party. People who like certain music groups tend only to like those groups, and they look forward to the next album like they love it even before it's made, right? They invest a lot of themselves in it. So and that comes along with the principle of being an auditory learner. Then there's people who learn under time pressure and stress. They learn when they need to learn quickly because their life depends on it, right? If you're being chased by a bear, you'll climb the tree really quickly, right? Yeah, if someone says climb the tree, you'd be like, I can't climb trees. If you get chased by a bear, you're like, straight up to the top. Right. Um, so that's stress. Some people learn only in a very, very, very relaxed environment. So imagine a situation of calming music and running water and maybe, I don't know, some kind of yoga meditation style or something. Some people only learn when everything around about them is very relaxed. Some people only learn when they write down things, and that includes what we discussed about sketches or scribbles or pictures. That when we write something down, we're more focused on it and we retain the information better. Makes sense, really. And we also have the visual element as well because letters themselves are pictures. Then there's some people who learn through, how would I describe this? Simple acquiescence to another person's authority. I guess you could call it trust. Yeah, where somebody says something and you're like, okay, you just accept it. Yeah, this is the best way to do this, so this is how we're going to do this. The the dictatorial boss in an office, and you're like, okay, maybe he knows best, so let's do that. Then there are people, and I think I'm in this category, a little bit in all the categories, but a lot in this one, where you learn most when you teach. And that is when I think truly most people learn the most when they teach. Because if you can't explain it to somebody, then you don't understand it yourself. And that's a really, really great thing to recognize in business, in work, and especially in office environments where you have to learn. Where if somebody has to explain something to you, and for some reason they can't, and you don't understand what they want, they probably don't understand it themselves as well. Uh, which is understanding the bigger picture, which is there's a lot of not knowing that people try to hide and cover up. And then there's people who learn by copying what they see other people do around about them. Musicians start like this; they copy other musicians. People who do sports and fitness, they're copying the instructor. Martial arts, copy the movements and get them perfect. And so knowing where you are within this strategy of learning is extremely important in helping yourself develop as quickly as possible with all the skills that you need to develop. And it also fits into what we were discussing about, business, taking notes, making things quicker, making things easier. Instructional design, which is the principle that, like pictograms, where you can communicate in all languages if you use a picture. What's the simplest example? An arrow telling you which way to go. If you write it in words, go this way, then not everybody will understand. But if you make a little arrow, then it's quite practical for everybody, really. Um, so there, it's simple. It's so simple, but so helpful as well. Um, Green means go, red means stop. It's kind of universal, and sort of, and we internalize it psychologically as well, and without really understanding it, and that's quite powerful. So, does that make sense? In and around your your office and the people you work with, you'll recognize that there'll be different personality types, and they're gonna learn in different ways. And communicating the same thing in the same way to people very often doesn't work because you have to talk to other people in their language in a way that they understand, which is why it's good to develop different kinds of communication strategies and be aware that I can tell this person, but I need to show this person, and maybe I need to make a diagram for this person, and and have a variety of um, instructional techniques there.